This is Trevor from Telecom Training. Welcome back to the 5th episode of our Yagi antenna design series. Up to now, we have designed the reflector, the driven element, and the directors. But there's one part that determines whether all that work actually performs well, and that is how we feed the antenna. If you connect coax directly to a dipole, the antenna will still work, but not efficiently. The radiation pattern gets distorted, current flows on the outside of the coax, and you lose performance. Coaxial cable is an unbalanced transmission line. A dipole is a balanced antenna. When you connect the two directly, the RF currents have nowhere proper to return. So they flow back on the shield, causing lots of weird antenna behavior because the cable becomes part of the antenna and radiates just like the antenna. This results in audio distortion during transmission, static-like shock when you touch the equipment, and a distorted radiation pattern. A 1-to-1 Balun is used with this antenna since there is no need to change impedance. The impedance of the cable is 50 ohms to match the transmitter, and the antenna would normally be 73 ohms, which is fine for a 1-to-1 Balun. Balun stands for balance to unbalance. Its job is to connect an unbalanced coax to a balanced dipole and force equal and opposite currents into each half of the driven element. This is necessary in order to stop RF current from traveling down the outer part of the RF shield. Without a Balun, you get pattern distortion, reduced forward gain. SWR changes as you move the cable. That's a clear sign RF is flowing where it shouldn't. The simplest and most effective solution is a choke Balun. This is where we add impedance to the outside of the coax, so RF current cannot travel back down the shield. You can make this several ways. Ferrite beads on the coax, wrapping coax through a ferrite toroid, even coiling several turns of coax near the feed point. All of these create a 1-to-1 choke Balun. The Balun must be placed right at the feed point of the driven element, not 1 meter or 3 feet down the cable, not at the radio, right at the antenna. Adding a Balun is often the step that gives people the biggest real-world improvement in signal without changing any element lengths. This is episode 5 of the Yagi antenna design series. During the last 5 episodes, you have learned how to design a Yagi antenna. But what you don't know as yet is the why. Why do we make the reflector and director elements a certain length? Why do we have a specific required spacing between elements? And what would happen if we increase or decrease elements length or spacing? We'll talk about this and more in episode 6, the final episode in this Yagi antenna series. If you have not seen the other videos, you'll find them in the playlist or down below. This is Trevor from Telecom Training. If this video was helpful to you, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.